A few years ago, if you asked people what an e-bike looked like, most would imagine something bulky, heavy, and honestly, kind of awkward. Big mid-drive motors, giant external batteries, and frames that screamed electric bike from a mile away. Then companies like Ampler came in and completely changed that image. Their bikes looked clean, lightweight, and simple, almost like regular bicycles with a hidden superpower. And for urban riders, that was a huge deal. But now one of the brands that helped shape modern city e-bikes has filed for bankruptcy. So what exactly happened? Was it the bikes, the market, bad timing, or something deeper happening across the entire cycling industry? Let's break it down. To really understand why this news matters, you first need to understand what made Ampler special in the first place. Back when most e-bike companies were focused on power and size, Ampler took the opposite approach. Instead of making electric bikes feel more like scooters, they tried to make them feel more like bicycles. That sounds simple, but at the time it was actually pretty revolutionary. Their formula was smart. Lightweight frames, hidden batteries, rear hub motors, and torque sensors that made the pedal assist feel natural instead of aggressive. And honestly, that riding experience mattered. A lot of early e-bikes felt disconnected from cycling. You'd pedal, then suddenly the motor would kick in too hard. Ampler bikes were smoother, more subtle. They didn't try to overpower the rider, they just amplified the ride. That's why so many urban commuters loved them. And visually, they nailed it too. Their bikes looked minimal and modern at a time when most competitors still looked clunky. Alongside brands like Kobach, Ampler helped prove that city e-bikes could actually look premium and stylish. You can even argue that a lot of today's lightweight urban e-bikes owe something to the path Ampler helped create. Then the company kept innovating. In 2022, they added more modern smart features like integrated displays and GPS tracking without ruining the clean aesthetic. And in 2025, they became one of the first major e-bike brands to introduce USB-C charging on an e-bike. That move alone got a lot of attention because, honestly, it just made sense. One charger for your laptop, phone, and bike. That's the kind of practical thinking people have been asking for in consumer tech for years. So from a product perspective, Ampler actually did a lot right. This makes the bankruptcy feel confusing at first. The truth is, this isn't just an Ampler problem. The entire bicycle industry has been struggling since the pandemic boom ended. During COVID, bike sales exploded worldwide. People wanted alternatives to public transport, outdoor activities became more popular, and e-bikes suddenly went mainstream much faster than expected. Manufacturers couldn't keep up. Demand was so high that companies were over-ordering parts, increasing production, and expanding aggressively because everyone assumed the growth would continue. But then reality hit. Once the pandemic demand cooled down, the industry was left with massive inventory levels. Stores were overloaded with unsold bikes. Brands started cutting prices heavily just to move stock. Suddenly there were discounts everywhere, and that created a brutal environment for smaller companies. Because when giant brands start discounting bikes by hundreds or even thousands of dollars, smaller premium brands get squeezed hard. Customers also became way more cautious with spending. And let's be honest, e-bikes are expensive purchases. When the economy feels uncertain, people delay buying them. So even though Ampler still had good products, they were operating in one of the toughest cycling markets in years. And unfortunately, being innovative doesn't automatically protect a company from market pressure. Here's another major reason things became difficult. Ampler's original formula stopped being unique. A few years ago, lightweight urban e-bikes with hidden batteries and hub motors were rare. That clean, stealth e-bike design was part of what made Ampler stand out. But today, almost everybody is doing it. Now you can find lightweight commuter e-bikes from dozens of brands, including cheaper alternatives coming from huge manufacturers with larger supply chains and lower production costs. Hub motors combined with torque sensors are no longer special features. They've become common. And that's a dangerous situation for a smaller direct-to-consumer company, because once your unique selling point becomes mainstream, you need another way to stand out. Some brands compete on software. Some compete on ecosystem features. Others compete on dealer support or pricing. Ampler stayed focused on simplicity and ride feel, which cycling enthusiasts appreciated. But the broader market became much more crowded, and visibility became another issue. Even though Ampler had a loyal community, they never reached the same level of mainstream recognition as brands like VanMoof or Cowboy. That matters more than people think, because in today's e-bike world, branding and visibility are huge, especially when customers are spending serious money online. If people don't know your company well enough, they hesitate. And unfortunately, good products alone don't guarantee enough sales volume to survive. This is the part many riders are worried about right now. Because when a bike company goes bankrupt, the biggest question becomes, what happens to support and spare parts? Now, there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is that Ampler bikes were intentionally designed to stay relatively close to normal bicycles. They didn't rely on overly exotic mechanical components, so things like brakes, tires, drivetrains, and standard bike parts can still be serviced fairly easily. But the complicated part is the electronics. Ampler developed parts of its drive system and control systems in-house. So if something specific to the electronics fails, replacement options could become more limited over time. The company has reportedly said it's working with insolvency administrators to find ways for third-party partners to continue maintenance and support in the future. So it's not necessarily game over for existing owners. And realistically, even in worst-case scenarios, these bikes can still function as normal bicycles if the electric system has issues. But long-term uncertainty is definitely there. Interestingly, bankruptcy doesn't always mean the story is over. We've already seen companies like VanMoof collapse and later return under new ownership. Even the Cowboys faced serious financial concerns at one point before stabilizing again. So there's still a possibility that another investor or company sees value in the Ampler brand. And honestly, there is value there. Ampler helped shape the modern lightweight urban e-bike category long before it became trendy. They proved that e-bikes could feel elegant, natural, and simple instead of oversized and complicated. That legacy matters. But this situation also shows something important about today's e-bike industry. Having a great product is no longer enough. Brands now need scale, visibility, strong financial management, and the ability to survive brutal market cycles. And unfortunately, even pioneers can get caught in that storm. For cycling fans, it's genuinely sad to watch a company like Ampler struggle like this, because whether you owned one or not, their influence on modern urban e-bikes is hard to deny. That's it for today. Now we would like to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Hit like and subscribe for more exciting videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Redefine.